work. Up, keep on going, keep on going. There you go. Okay, now I can see this. What? There we go. Hey, look at that. That's, you know what, Chris? That's
why you get paid the big money, man.
That's awful
A lot
dang
of people
good.
don't realize it.
That is awful dang good.
Well, thank you.
We got a couple minutes here.
Okay.
But there's people hanging out. Spike.
So we were just talking about gasoline.
Yeah, and how I took some gas out of Chris's car today and
replaced it with
Aquahol.
Which I think just means you put water in my gas tank, right?
Well, it's gas, but it's made out of water. Yeah, you might notice, you might not.
It's fizzy. It's bubbly, and it tastes like grape.
I didn't really siphon any gas from your car.
Good.
And if I did, I wouldn't put I wouldn't put anything.
You just leave it empty.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, man, I got terrible gas mileage that last tank. The funny thing about my car is it stays extra full. Or 50% of the whole tank.
Yeah.
And then the last half of the tank just goes. You can actually almost watch it tick down.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'll start the car and you can actually watch the gauge go. The first time I drove it, I was like,
hey,
like 300 miles, and it was
this car doesn't use any gas.
Tank of gas. I was like, this is the best car ever. I'm gonna get 40 miles to the gallon. And of course, I knew that wasn't true, but
still, though,
it's the worst of any car that I've ever had as far as doing that. They all do it a little bit, but this one's really bad.
Well, Chris, it is now 5 o'clock. It is now
good.
Time to start talking about guitars, and we have something very cool and that you guys are going to want to check out. Chris, I think you should check it out too. You don't, because you don't know about it
right now.
Well, no, I mean you could,
later
but
on?
Okay. Later on, or right now, whatever you want, and it's totally free. I said the magic words.
It's right up my alley.
Well, so if you like free stuff and you want to check this out. A lot of people have been asking me for like a wood guide, like, what you can, what wood should you use to make guitars with and that kind of thing. And I've always kind of like had a off the cuff, don't use hippie wood, not because it's not cool, but because people don't buy it. So Joy and I put together, it's an actual written out, it's a document.
Okay.
And it's got like all the woods that, you could get from, say, you went to Austin, not the city, but Austin Hardwoods in Denver. Now, I wonder if people call them and go, where in Austin are you guys?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Can you go to Denver Hardwoods in Austin?
Perhaps. Although I think that there are other Austin Hardwoods. Maybe there's one in Austin too.
I think there are.
But I digress. So we went to Austin Hardwoods and we selected a bunch of woods there that are usually in stock. And so we put like all the Latin terms and what a picture of the wood looks like and that sort of thing. And then I wrote up a little piece on every wood. So it's totally hilarious and, super fun. And it gives you guys something that you've been asking for many years, actually, like what are good guitar woods and why does my old Uncle Matt think that I should use these? Now, this is not to say that this is the only stuff you should use. It's stuff that, one, was readily available at Austin Hardwoods, and two, something that I thought just kind of fit the bill. And I had a really good time doing it. Joy put it all together and made a really nice thing, and you can get it free. So I know what you're thinking. How do I get this remarkable thing?
Yes. How do I get this remarkable thing?
Funny you should ask. In the description below, there's a link that will take you to, go to this link and say you want the free download thing or whatever. And you can, it's sort of like a little booklet. And cool. So you can go to get that. And it's really, really neat. And
then what you could do is you could take that to your local wood place and you could fill out how much that wood is at your local place. And then you and your friends could get together and compare numbers.
Hey, that would actually be kind of neat. Like what is it?
Be, yeah.
So like Dave, who sent us a super chat and says, free is for me, beer fund. Thank you, Dave. Dave,
In Ohio, all wood is expensive.
Dave lives in Ohio. Now, Tazzy Tim also sent us a super chat. Says, "G'day, boys."
No idea what it would cost in
not a clue.
Tasmania.
Not a clue. But if you wanted to, you could, I don't know, you could collect them, race them, trade them with your friends.
Yeah.
So anyway, we want to remind you guys that there's a free guitar wood, like a user's guide. And as of right now, this is the first time we've talked about it ever. I haven't sent out a mailer or anything. You can get it in the description. There's a little thing that says, free wood guide here, click the deal, and it'll ask for like your email and stuff, but we don't do anything with your email. You know what I mean? So anyway, okay. Chris, today there is a lot of stuff going on. And before we get any further down the path, I want to ask you the question that my good friend Dan Andreas is going to ask me later tonight. And that is there a reveal tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we're not going to tell you guys what it is, right?
No.
Are you sure there's going to be a reveal?
Yes.
This is where, okay, Chris, if you're revealing and blink, against your will, blink
twice,
blink profusely.
Wait, that was 3. 4. We could reveal one of the things.
I think we should.
Okay.
Because there are some people who have been asking about them and they want to know like what's going on. Okay. So Paul Goslin just downloaded the guide. Jay, there's going to be a reveal tomorrow. Dan says he just downloaded it and it's very professional. Yeah, see, Joy did a really good job on it because Joy puts stuff together really nicely. So, okay. All right, Chris, today we're going to talk about, among other things, we want to talk about the reasons that you should and the reasons maybe that you shouldn't build your own guitars.
Okay.
And so while you're thinking about that, I'm going to go with a really good one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go off on a tangent.
Okay. As you never, ever do.
As I am wont to do. So one of the reasons that you should build your own guitars is because you like hanging out with other guys who build their own guitars too. And it's a pretty cool little community of people who do that. Now you might be thinking to yourself, hey, where do I hang out with these guys who build guitars?
I don't know.
What would you say?
Well, I would say you're doing it right now.
That's good. But let's say you ask the question, hey, where do I hang out with people who build their own guitars?
Well, there's a couple of things. We do once a month things where you get to hang out with people that build guitars, and we're having a big event.
Thank you. That's where I was hoping you were going to go.
I was getting there.
Okay. So 2026, July, right after America's 250th birthday, we are putting on the Great American Guitar Buildoff and Expo. And it's a 4-day event that starts on Thursday, the 9th, and goes through Sunday, the 12th. Don't quote me on the dates, but you can look it up at greatamericanguitarbuildoff.com. And you can come to that and you can enter a guitar in the Great American Guitar Buildoff. You can just come and hang out at the event. You can come to all the parties and events that we're going to have. It's sort of like a convention. In fact, it's actually like a convention because there's stuff planned for all 4 of the days. I don't know if you know this, but I used to put on conventions for a magazine way back in a completely different life.
I do know that.
And I thought
2 lives ago.
It might have been, yeah. And I thought, something like that would be cooler than just an expo, cooler than just a build off. It's something that lots more people can enjoy. So it's gonna have elements of a trade show because there will be exhibitors there at the expo. It's gonna have elements of a convention because you can come and go to all these parties and things that we're gonna have. There's gonna be celebrities at this thing. Now, Bono's not going to come. I don't know. Is Bono even a thing anymore? Mick Jagger, I don't know if he's coming or not, but I can tell you that in the guitar building community, there will be some celebrity people there. I'm very, very, very pleased to let you guys know that Paul Richards from Mile House Studios will be there. So if you're ever like, hey man, that guy's great, but he lives in the United Kingdom, I'll never be able to meet him. Well, he's going to be here, and you can hang out with everybody else who builds guitars, and you can meet Paul Richards from Mile House Studios. You can meet me, you can meet Chris, you can meet Joy if you haven't already. And it's just going to be a really, really fun time. If you want to do that, you can go to the Texas Toast page, and there's a drop-down thing that I think says Expo. And if you click on that and click on the thing, it will actually take you to another website, and that is greatamericanguitarbuildoff.com. Okay. You don't have to say www, but it's on the World Wide Web. Easy to find. And stuff's getting added to that all the time. Dylan's going to be there. Steve from Maximum Guitar Works is going to be there. I've been talking with a lot of other exhibitors. I can't exactly tell you guys who all is going to come yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to culminate in the announcing of the winner of the 2026 Great American Guitar Build-Off. One of the things that you can do is you can participate in the Pinewood Derby. Actually, there's going to be 2 Pinewood Derbies.
Yes.
One of them is going to be, you can buy a Pinewood Derby guitar kit from us. Here is one right now. Whoa. So thank you, Chris. So this is a Monticola Western White Pine Telecaster body. It's basically done. Like all the hard stuff is done, and it comes with a neck, and this neck blank, all the hard stuff is done, but you get to shape it and you get to put the headstock on there that you want. And you basically get to put this together however you want it. And just like you would a Pinewood Derby when you were in Cub Scouts a long time ago, or if you're a grown man participating in that, well, whatever. So you can make this as neat as you want it to be. And lots of people have already signed up for this. And I think the first batch of Pinewood Derby guitar kits has gone out. So the second batch is in progress. And if you haven't gotten yours yet, it's because they just, like, some of them just went out. Okay. You can get your Pinewood Derby kit guitar at Texas Toast Guitars. I think there might be a link though at greatamericanguitarbuildoff.com too. If you have any questions, send me an email and I'll make sure you get all the information. Okay. Let's see. Dylan is excited to go. And you know what? I am so excited for Dylan to be there. One of the things that Dylan's going to do is he and I are doing this. I'm already going down the path here. I told you I was going to go off on a tangent. Dylan and I are doing a thing on the Thursday. It's a Telecaster building marathon where I'm going to build the bodies and Dylan's going to build the pickups. And if you get signed up for this, there's some of them left. If you want to do it, you get a really nice 2-piece Swamp Ash Telecaster body that's basically ready to go, and a set of Dylan pickups. So that's part of one of the convention levels, tiers that you can do. And it's going to be super, super cool. There's only 26 of those.
Why 26, Matt?
Because we couldn't do 27.
Because it's a marathon.
Oh, that's right. It's a marathon. Yeah. Someone asked, I can't.
There's not going to be a 0.4.
Ken Tipton asked if Brian Nutter will be here. I have talked with Brian. Brian is interested in coming out. It's just a matter of, nailing him to the wall. No, nailing him down and getting him to come out. Brian's a busy guy. I want Brian to come out, and the last time I talked to him, he said he would do it. Now, you know how it goes, though. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to hold anyone's feet to the fire.
You said you'd come to our party.
Yeah.
And then you didn't.
You're not invited to my birthday party.
That's right. I don't like that guy anymore.
I was actually invited to Brian's birthday party a couple years ago. I was unable to make it.
Yeah.
Because he lives in Nashville, or the Nashville area.
Yep. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he had a slip and slide.
Oh, dude, he had a bouncy castle. He had it all.
Daughter that had that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Well, Chris, what do you think is a good reason to build your own guitars or to not build your own guitars?
I think a good reason to build your own guitars is because you are into creative things and you want to learn more about how to do it, or you want to see if you can do it, or you're pretty sure you can do it and you want to prove it.
Yeah, I think that's a great one, actually. I'm pretty sure they can do it.
Uh-huh.
How long do you think it takes to get good at building guitars?
I think there's lots of different levels of good. I think if you approach it the right way, the first guitar you build, you should be pretty happy with it and pretty proud of it.
Yeah, like if you start with a pile of wood and you actually build a operational guitar.
Yeah, and if you don't overreach and overstep.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading a guitar forum, and this guy's like, I think I want to get into guitar building. And he then proceeded to tell everybody about the most custom guitar you could ever possibly make.
I know that guy.
And I mean, and his whole thing was, I want to take a fairly traditional design and I want to make it a neck through. And I'm thinking of maybe the wings should be hollow and, and all this other stuff. And a bunch of people jumped in and said, that is too much guitar for your first guitar. You will be sorely disappointed in several years when you actually complete this thing, because it's such a big process. It's just too much.
It is certainly possible to overextend on the first one because of whatever reason. You think it's going to be easier than it is, or maybe you're very skilled, and
maybe.
How long did it take Brian May and his dad to put the Red Special together? It took a long time. Oh, somebody actually said Brian May's dad knocked it out of the park first shot. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Ken.
And Brian May's dad was a craftsman.
Yeah, I don't think Brian May's dad was all thumbs.
No. Worked at the Five and Dime in the cheese department. Yeah, no, he was a cabinet maker, right?
I don't know what
a woodworker and a motorcycle guy.
Guys, if you know, let us know.
A fan of things like that. So he had some metal experience and he had some wood experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's always the exception to the rule.
Well, I think that you look at that instrument. Gosh, imagine the insurmountable seeming list of things that you would have had to have overcome as Brian May or Brian May's dad when they built that instrument. There was no Stuart McDonald. There was no, like you had to make everything.
Yeah.
That's why it has a bunch of stuff on there that is like, well, how come it doesn't have regular? It has Burns pickups, right?
And that's probably about all they could get.
And then it has some sort of tuners. Everything else they had to make.
Yeah.
Guys, 36 years ago, the Stuart McDonald catalog wasn't nearly as thick as it is now. There was a lot of stuff that you had to just kind of do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and not that, it's an impossibility for to do it the first. Let's look at Les Paul's first guitar that he ever made.
It didn't look like the Les Paul that we know today.
No, it was a fence post with a bunch of kludged on Epiphone parts on it.
Actually, I saw a thing. The first one that he made was actually like a railroad tie, and then he's like, well, that's too big. I can't carry that around.
Yeah,
so then
and he did lots of experiments, and I know he wasn't really into the aesthetics of the thing, but yeah, everybody will say, well, that's a big pile of crap. Even if it did sort of work.
Les Paul was okay, again, another fairly insurmountable thing. He was approaching this was a fairly new thing.
Yeah.
Amplifying a guitar. wasn't something that was done all the time.
Yeah.
And if it was, it certainly wasn't done with a solid body guitar all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that Les Paul invented the solid body electric guitar, but he was definitely one of the pioneers. You guys know just
he was keen on the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people were keen on the idea of how do we do this? Isn't this a good idea? I wish somebody would do this.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you there were a ton of people that said that. You know, somebody should make an electric guitar that doesn't feed back. That you know, I don't know how you do. Maybe solid. I don't know.
If there wasn't something out there, right? How would they do it?
Yeah. Somebody should do that.
I'm just glad somebody finally made a Dorito taco shell.
Yeah, shove more pillows into that hollow body guitar with the pickup in it.
So
that seems to sort of quiet it down.
We're getting a little off track though, but what if you are, like you said, a creative person and you just like the idea of making your own stuff? I think that's
cool.
That's
a cool thing. And I think as you get older and you gain more patience, things like that can be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think 20-year-old me or 25-year-old me would go insane doing some of the things that I find enjoyable now.
I can tell you that 18-year-old me kind of blew past a lot of the detail stuff.
Just move on to the finished product.
Yeah, I'm ready to get to the part where I'm as popular as Paul Reed Smith.
Yeah. I think the one reason to not build your own guitars is because you just want to have a guitar as fast as possible.
Paul Goslin kind of sneaked in and put one in that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
He said, don't do it because you think you'll save money off a store-bought guitar.
Yeah,
Never works out.
Kind of getting there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And the funny thing is you could say, well, this guitar only cost me, let's just say $500, wood and parts and all that. But all the other stuff that goes with it. Yeah. You know, all the, I bought a new sanding block, or I bought a fret.
I bought a bandsaw.
Or I bought I didn't have a drill press, so I bought a drill press. Oh, I bought a small drill press and it doesn't work, so I bought a bigger drill press. I bought this. One
of the things that you and I know all too well, and a lot of you guys know too, when you start buying tools, they have a tendency to multiply, and you buy stuff and you get new stuff, and it's very easy to spend way more money on tools than you would have just buying the magic guitar that you wanted in the first place. Dylan sent us a super chat, and he says, even Les Paul had to hear, what you should make. Also, we're excited to come out there. Dylan, I am so happy that you guys are going to be able to come out. This is going to be a lot of fun. And, we're going to be able to talk about like stuff like this the whole weekend. It's just going to be Guitar Nerd. So fortunately, Denver has a lot of neat stuff for your person who is going to come with you that's not totally into Guitar Nerd stuff, because they're going to be bummed. They're going to be like, oh, it's that guy who I always listen to on the dumb video thing, with the really handsome guy with the incredible mustache. He's always talking about guitar stuff. That's probably what they're going to say.
How do they know you have a mustache?
We watch the video.
Oh, I thought they were just listening to it in the background.
They hear the mustache when,
yeah.
No, that is possible.
Mm-hmm. Because their husband says, Matt's mustache is looking pretty good. I think I might grow one.
Maybe we should have a mustache
off,
or like a mustache rally, where everybody grows.
That's pretty fun. Like when Gary Redburn grew the beard and Jay shaved his off. They showed up. I was like, what?
Yep.
And Gary's beard lasted a day. He went to the hotel that night and shaved and came in as Gary Redburn.
That's commitment to a bit, because
I think Devin did that as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like you bring your big boy razor to knock off this beard that you can't stand.
Yeah, that you grew specifically for.
Just for Texas Toast for day one.
So so Great American Guitar Buildoff and Expo and Weekend and Mustache Rally.
And
just say it.
Yes.
Throwing it out there. Okay.
Mustache rally. Yeah. What do they call those? Oh, like a poker run. It could be a mustache run.
Yeah.
Not sure what's going to be involved in that.
Don't say mustache ride, but yeah.
No, not mustache ride. Mustache run.
Oh yeah. Whoa. So let's get back to. I couldn't afford this guitar that I wanted, so I started making my own. That hardly ever worked. I have never ever seen that work out.
No,
I've heard that a lot, but I've never seen it actually work
Les
out.
Paul Forum is full of guys that have made one Les Paul, and it was perfect.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And maybe they're just really, really good woodworkers. Okay, if you're a really good woodworker, well, that does not mean you're automatically a good guitar builder. But gosh, it sure gives you a leg up. Maybe several legs.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, being a good trim carpenter doesn't make you a good guitar builder. It makes you know how to measure things. That's a good thing.
Being a good guitar builder probably does not make you a good roofer or framer or cabinet build. I couldn't build a cabinet to save my
honestly,
life.
cabinet shops are full of tools that we don't have, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, knowing how to work wood is a good thing. It's different than metal, but yeah. And I realized earlier, I said, well, Brian May's dad was a cabinet maker. I think he was a carpenter, but
he probably had a bunch of tools and knew how to use them.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
And last time I checked, Brian May's a rocket scientist. And I bet you his dad was just as bright.
Yeah.
Which goes a long way.
If you didn't graduate from 8th grade, you're not building the same guitar that Brian May built, probably.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Shane says, I value the expertise of the builder more than the guitar. You guys are smarter than me and actually understand what I actually. That's very kind of you, Shane. We really endeavor to understand what we're doing from a guitar building point of view. I was thinking about this the other day, Chris. I am not even the world's okayest guitar player. People often tell me on the internet, you should play the guitar more. Let's hear what you sound like playing the guitar. And I think, there's a reason we don't do that. And we've gone over it and over it and over it. And that's just never going to be good enough for some people. But I think that my interests do not begin and end with playing the guitar. I know a lot of people who are better than me. I'm sitting next to one right now. I can play chords and I can do, I can noodle around and have fun with the guitar. But I don't play guitar in a band. I play bass in a band. And I play bass for the worst reason to play bass, because I wasn't very good at guitar. But I know a lot through experience. I have learned a lot about building guitars. I have a very good idea of what will and will not work.
Yeah.
Because I've done it.
There's a lot of really good guitar players who are terrible guitar builders. And vice versa.
Yeah. They're not all Brian May.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of really bad guitar players that are good builders. Yeah. That works too.
It's
not a one-to-one thing. It's not, the guys that are tuning top fuel cars, not all of them have driven top fuel cars. Not every director that's really good with actors has been an actor.
That's true. Now, of course, there's lots of except Brian Nutter, for example, great guitar player and great guitar builder.
Yep.
Paul Smith, great guitar player, great guitar builder. But Leo Fender liked playing the radio.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was it.
Was a marginal clarinet player by all accounts.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. But was a really good mechanically oriented person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, takes all kinds to get you where you need to go.
And get in where you fit in, right?
Yeah,
do what you love.
Uh-huh. And I think a lot of those guys, I think one of the keys to their success is that they listen to people who can play.
Uh-huh.
And who can do. Go, this knob is in the wrong spot.
Sean Joint says Sam Elliott, question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't know if Sam Elliott can play or build guitars. I don't know.
And I don't know if he's coming.
Oh, about the mustache rally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He's one of the few that he and Tom Selleck, after you get used to the shock of seeing him in not a mustache, they still look okay.
Yeah.
Which is odd because some people, I remember I had a gym teacher who had a mustache. Mm-hmm. And then one day he showed up and he didn't have the mustache and he couldn't grow that mustache back fast enough. Yeah. So, and I was like, yeah, it didn't look at all like the same person.
All right, let's go to the comment section again. I play left-handed, not many choices for me in stores. That's why I started building. And that's SOB7200 said that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good reason to, if you have a vision of something that you just cannot buy.
Great reason to start making it.
But if you're going to build the world's greatest Les Paul, maybe not. That's a lot of Les Pauls in to build the world's greatest one.
To build the world's greatest one. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What they've been doing wrong this whole time, I'm going to show you with the first one that I build.
Yeah, I have zero experience. I'm gonna do it better than Gibson.
Yes.
And yeah, I think everybody does stuff like that. They go, I'm gonna fix this thing that's wrong.
Yeah, and you minimize just how hard some of this stuff is, and you minimize that you're going to probably make a mistake.
Here's a reason to start building guitars that I didn't think of until just now, and that is you want to know why they did stuff that they did when they started making them.
I love the history of guitar making and the mythology and the what's the other word for that? The traditions.
It's funny too. Like there's probably little things about particular guitars that you don't really know. You could read about it, but you don't know it until you actually make one. And you go, oh, maybe that's why they left that little piece in there. Maybe that's why the pickup cavities are this deep on this model and this deep on another model, or maybe that's why the SG is the thickness that it is. Why do you? So this is kind of a softball here, but why do you think the SG is the thickness that it is?
I think because throughout its history, the original Les Paul, Standard, Deluxe, all of those were, in many people's eyes, too heavy.
Yeah.
Even Mary Ford said the original Les Pauls, depending on the night, were too heavy. If you were playing and everybody was enjoying the music and having a good time, that guitar was light as a feather. But if it was a slow night, that guitar weighed a ton.
Now that's the
original one.
That's a great answer. And Chris, that's a book answer.
Yeah.
But why is the SG the thickness that it is?
Well, so how do you, and we've discussed this. How do you make a guitar weigh half as much as it does now?
Cut it in half.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and you can't, and we've done the experiment with drilling a bunch of holes. Doesn't really change
not as much as you'd think.
But cutting it in half makes it weigh half as much.
It's a remarkable mathematical.
Now you can't do that, but you can make the body really, really thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have this 6-pound body. How can we make this body weigh 3 pounds? Section it until it weighs almost 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that came from.
Okay, but I'm going to ask.
Matt and I, we're smart, but I don't think we're the first people that ever thought, a good way to make things weigh less is to cut them in half.
Okay, and
Make them smaller.
You've given me the book answer, which is terrific.
Stop using maple.
You've given me a very insightful guitar builder reason. But why do you think that the SG is the thickness that it is?
Why do I think the SG is the
as soon as I tell you what I'm thinking, you're gonna go, oh, duh.
Okay, go ahead.
It can't be any thinner because the switch switches it.
Well, yeah, within design parameters.
Yeah. So the switch that they used,
the switch and the output jack, especially the output jack.
Yeah.
Now you can buy jacks but you still got a 1/4-inch jack.
Yeah. So you've got this control cavity with a recessed cover, and you've got a jack on the top you could put it on the side, I guess, and mitigate some of that.
Except I don't know what you could have gotten then.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have required.
So both the switch and the jack had to have dictated. Well, this is how thick it has to at least be this.
Yeah.
Let's make it whatever it is, and then tack on a few, tack on a 1/4 of an inch, and then that way that'd be plenty of.
Yeah.
We can get it as light as we possibly can and work with the.
Yeah.
The
so R&D said, well, how thick can we make it? Somebody goes, I bet we could make it an inch thick. and then that person got fired later that day when they made one. Oh, yeah. The jack is sticking out the back of the guitar. So, yeah. Yeah, because I think that was the whole reason that guitar was the jack was in the top, was because you couldn't put it in the side.
Yeah. Dylan says it's easy. Just add lightness.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, there's the comments are coming in pretty fast, guys. I'm sorry if I gloss over them. Joe is here. Spike is here. Brian from Searching for Tone is here. He was watching Phil's video. Butch has a question. He says, I'm curious how early builders got the frets in the correct location without a computer or templates. It's a good time to be alive.
It's a mathematical equation.
That's right. Until it's not.
And luckily, yeah, we don't have to do math anymore.
The very first guitarist, Butch, didn't have metal frets. They had string tied around the neck. And that was like a way to orient your hand in a position that made a note that you wanted to make over and over again. But let's take Gibson, for example, who has at least 3 or 4 versions of a scale length for one particular guitar. It is not unheard of for the Les Paul to, in 2026, be standard with a 24 3/4 inch scale, meaning from the nut to the bridge is 24 3/4, except for where it's not, because they cant the bridge 1/8 of an inch to the
make it play somewhat in tune. Yeah, intonation dictates that some strings have to be shorter than others.
And this is a great time to say there are several years of Les Pauls that are wrong and do not intonate. Maybe because the bridge is in the wrong spot. Maybe because they used a different scale, which we're going to get to.
Because the bridge doesn't have enough adjustment to actually get where you need it to go.
Yeah. Our friend Greg,
all those wheedly notes.
Yeah, stop wheedling. Yeah. Our friend Greg likes the 24 5/8 scale Les Paul and says that it is the one true and holy Les Paul scale. I have to agree with him in that it is the one true and holy Les Paul scale. However, there's been so many made with the 24
and now it seems like Gibson is pretty much defaulted to 24 and 3/4, no matter what the guitar.
You're right.
Yeah, as far as even their retro vintage correct stuff is 24 3/4.
Now, the way that you come up with that is you divide by a number. You take the length of the scale, you take the scale length and you divide by some number. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. And then then that's where you put the first fret. And then you divide by it again, and that's where you put the second fret. And then you divide by it again, and blah, 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 and so on and so on. Then there's the the scale length that Gibson used on the Les Paul that has a rule of 18. And that's we're not gonna divide by that number out to that decimal point. Let's just cap it at 18.
Okay.
So it's a whole number 0.18.
Okay.
So it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
Which is probably fine because the frets that they, you have to, it's one thing to, anyone who's been out here to a workshop will tell you, it's one thing to draw where something goes. It's still another thing to cut the line where it goes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Pencil line is one of my favorite conversations. And yeah. Yep.
So anyway, rule of 18 is another fret scale length that Gibson used on the Les Paul. Okay, guys, we are.
So apparently, at one point, Mosrites were 24 5/8, and when they went out and bought somebody's leftover stuff, Dobro's or somebody's, and it was going to be easier to make 24 3/4 inch necks.
Okay.
And somebody asked, well, what do we do different? And Simeon Mosley said, nothing. Just make them. Just do it.
Just
everything else works.
No one will notice.
Correct.
You're an eighth of an inch off. No one will notice.
Yeah, okay. No one will notice.
Okay.
And our good friend Phil McKnight was talking about intonation, and he said the only way that anybody can actually tell that intonation is off is if they have a tuner, but by ear, nobody can hear it.
I'm sure that even like people with perfect pitch.
Yeah, maybe, but he said the vast majority of people can't tell unless they have some sort of not mechanical device, but device that's telling them it's off. I would
argue there's another way.
Okay.
And this is a dumb thing, but if you're playing in a band setting with other people who have properly intonated and tuned guitars, you'll tell right away when it's like, hey, that sounds kind of wonky.
Yeah, but it has to be way, way off, I think, for that to happen. Because up high, you're just going wheelie, 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 wheelie.
We had a customer, very nice guy, who had a 7-string guitar from somewhere in China. And he said
24 frets.
It's 24 frets. He said everything works great except the 24th fret doesn't intonate properly. Can you fix it for me? And I'm like, does it really need to be fixed?
And how far off is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it bugs me because the needle doesn't go ding, or is it like
or is it so far off that the myriad of times that you hit that note, it's so sour sounding that
it's an imperfect world.
Yeah.
My buddy Maui found a guitar in the garbage. Took it home and cleaned it up and put new strings on it. And one night we're sitting around and he decides to play it.
Okay.
And we're playing and everything's fine, rhythm guitar. And then he goes up to do something and it's way off. And we start looking at it and we start measuring, and somebody had put a new neck on it. And it originally had a short scale neck on it, like 24-inch scale neck on it. And they put a 25.5-inch scale on it. So this thing was way off.
Totally off.
And you could hear that. But, everything else.
A little bit.
I don't know. A couple cents here and there is not that big of a deal. Plus you can bend them sharp. And
so
anyway,
we've touched on a handful of reasons why you might want to start building and maybe some why you wouldn't want to start building. But let me tell you guys again that I would like for you to check out our brand new free guitar wood guide for guitar woods. You can find it in the description below. It's a link. It'll take you to a PDF, a free thing that you can download. And it's got the a bunch of wood that like you can find at if you live in the Denver area, Austin Hardwoods. If you live somewhere else, it is very likely that you have a hardwood dealer near you. Or if you don't have a hardwood dealer near you, you could order it online. Through like say Stuart McDonald or Tonewood Experts or somebody else. If you use Stuart McDonald or Tonewood Experts, though, in the link in the same description, we can save you some money or we can get a little kickback. either way, it doesn't cost you anything to do that. But I would urge you to download our guitar builder wood guide. Joy put what it actually is, and I just don't remember it right now. And it's got 10 different species of wood and what their names are and what it looks like and what the, like, I don't know, the density or what a grain pattern, stuff like that. And then I have a little blurb about each one of those woods and what cool uses for them are, maybe even a little history. And it's a really neat thing and it's free. So go check it out. And
I'm going to go home and check it out tonight.
I hope that you do, Chris. I really do.
I will.
I also want you guys to remember to come out to the Great American Guitar Buildoff and Expo. And I have 2 more bits of business that I want to talk to you guys about before we call it a night. One is Chris and I are working on a brand new project. And if anybody can guess with a certain degree of accuracy what it's going to be,
let's give them some hints.
No.
It's a guitar.
Hold on. Before we give any hints,
that's the hint.
Because I'm gonna do something you're not gonna like.
We're not making amplifiers.
It's good. Okay, it's a guitar. Yeah.
That's the hint.
We're gonna be building a cool new guitar.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to send me an email saying what you think it's gonna be. And if you're right, I'll give you $100 off.
Okay.
Okay.
How right do they have to be?
I mean, you can't just go, it's going to have 6 strings. It's got to be right. You know what I mean? You don't have to say it's going to be, this color or it's going to, be, but yeah, just tell me what you think it's going to be. And if you're right, I'll give you $100 off. Okay. On that guitar when it becomes available.
Okay.
The other thing is we need to start selling classes. And that means that if you guys want to come out and build a guitar with us, now is a great time to get signed up. How would any of you guys feel about, I'm thinking about maybe altering the workshop schedule a little bit. Obviously, if you've signed up for something, I'm not going to change that one. But if there's nothing for that particular month yet, I might change it. And what I'm thinking about changing it to is fabric top telly workshop, which I think would be really fun. So it would be like day 1, you'd bring your piece of fabric, we'd glue it down to the plank of wood. The wood and the neck and all the stuff would be included. Glue your fabric down, and we'd get it into sealer right that exact second, and then we'd start working on your neck the first day. So what would you guys think about that workshop? Here's another one. I just thought of this today, Chris. This would be a woodworking workshop, Mosrite. Nah.
What Mosrite?
I haven't decided that yet. Let me know. Okay, so the guy, so like if John and Steve are watching and Steve goes, oh man, I really want one of them Johnny Ramone Mosrites. First of all, why wouldn't you want one of those?
Yeah.
Second of all, that would be the reason to do this. And you could build basically a fairly iconic guitar, kind of like Dawgs down there on the end there. A really cool silhouette, a very excellent guitar. And if we get everybody to do them, it's a little less of a headache. You know what I mean? Which we've discovered too, that if everybody's making Les Pauls, it's easier to do than if one guy's making a Les Paul and one guy's making a Firebird and one guy's making a neck through Dinky and one guy's making a Modern. So anyway, I would like for you guys to let me know what you think of me adding the Fabric Top Telly workshop to 2026 schedule and the Mosrite workshop to the 2026 schedule. This Sunday, we're going to be doing my first Sunday of the month question and answer video. And how I get those questions is I go through the entire month and anyone who asks a question on a video that's older than 24 hours, I try to answer that question. So if you asked a question about a video I made 8 years ago, and I go through and call all those out, and so if you ask me like a legitimate, not like who cuts your hair, but like if you ask me an actual guitar related question about an older video that's older than 24 hours, because if it's 24 hours or less, I generally get to those. I'm going to answer those in video form on the first Sunday of every month. This Sunday is the first Sunday of the month. So that's what the video for Sunday is going to be. It's a pre-recorded video, so you don't have to like show up live and start asking questions. There's probably about, I don't know, 20 so far. I was just doing it today. So, okay. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on here. Joy is here hanging out with us. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So anyway, Chris, did we get to everything I wanted to get to? Probably not. Will there be a reveal tomorrow?
Sure.
Will 8 people be happy about it?
No.
Oh. Will one person be happy about it?
Sure, but we don't know who that person is.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, but the other 7 will be excited.
Good. That's what we want.
Something to look for. Word to the following week. But yeah, not all 8 of them will be done tomorrow.
Dan Andrada says he's gonna send an email tomorrow. Tell Chris. You got it. You got
Is that what he says?
That's what he said.
Chris?
Tell Chris.
Okay.
Yeah. Chris, Dan sent an email and
okay,
it's probably gonna be
email.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, gang. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here and call it a day. But I urge you guys to go over to my friend and your friend Dylan McCurchie's website, Dylan Talks Tone. He and
YouTube channel.
That's right. His YouTube channel. Thank you. His YouTube channel.
You know what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, but
it's not like nobody would show up at Dylan's. Matt Bills, go to the website.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, things have changed.
So I want you to go to Dylan's YouTube channel and hang out with him for the next hour. He's going to be talking about all things guitar and pickup related, and he's going to answer your questions.
He and I had a good conversation about 2-point Stratocaster trims versus 6-point.
What'd you land screw.
On? It's still up in the air.
Okay.
You know, I am of the opinion that more screws equals more tone in everything. Pick guards, neck bolts, all of that stuff. Tuners. If you could have 2 screws per tuner instead of 1.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, no, it was just a fun conversation.
So Dano McBro says, "Are we starting the bidding for the Modern at 1,300 plus shipping?" I think. I
mean, if you want to start the bidding and then jump it up a whole bunch right off the bat, but if you're thinking you're going to be a winner at 1,300,
that guitar is there's a lot that goes into that, and I've been working on that video for a long time. There's going to be another installment of the Modern video coming soon. Yeah. There's going to be 4 in total, and they're probably I'm probably going to break them out over the next 3 months.
Yeah, that's a fun guitar. That's almost a guitar that's so cool. Even if you never played it, just having it hanging on the wall would be enough.
People have asked me, like, are they comfortable? And I'm like, I don't think you buy that guitar because of its comfort.
It plays fine sitting down. It's a little that lack of upper horn is a little odd at first, and standing up, it's fine on a strap. Yeah, Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum loved that guitar.
I forgot that he played that one at the NAMM show.
It is a little disconcerting. Just like any guitar with an odd shaped body is somewhat disconcerting.
Dan Andreas asks, Modern class. Dan, you could, okay. While some of you guys are still here, I know that you're jumping ship to go watch Dylan, and you should
get a cold snack.
A
meat pop.
You could make a Modern in Matt's woodworking workshop, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so
yeah, it's not that much different. There's a bunch of little weird, quirky things.
Hey, Bobby Dill.
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby Dill has sent me a lot of information about the he's been very complimentary of the Modern lately.
Oh yeah.
Dylan says we need to chat tomorrow. I have a great idea. All right, Dylan, I will call you in the morning if that works.
Send an email, Dylan.
Yeah. Oh, Dylan's gonna send an email. No.
Yeah, Dan and Dylan send emails.
Bobby Dill, I hope that you have a great weekend too, my friend. Danny McBro, keep it bidding all the way through the bell. Well, we could certainly do that. Let's see what we can come up with. Our friend Joe Caswell says he likes the Hustler and the Dylan guitar. Yeah, guys, there's so much good stuff happening here, and I want you to be part of it. And that's reason enough to build guitars. We are so busy in the shop right now. Like Chris and I don't talk to each other throughout the whole day because he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. We got ear things in, and so if we've missed an email or something like that, I'm working on right now. I've got HSTs going, I've got deluxe daily drivers going, and I've got Monacolas going in addition to the Modern. All those are like, I'm getting necks glued in, I'm getting all kinds of stuff done. And then when I do that, Chris is going to be like, oh my gosh, now I got all this paint work to do and all this assembly work.
There's always that stuff. So
yeah,
I've been working. You know how many 8 is too many?
How many?
3.
You like 5?
Yeah, okay. 5 is easier. I did fret work and basically finished up 8 necks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of necks.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, but I mean, they were all exactly the same, and it was like, oh, okay, now paint them all black, paint all the headstocks black, now buff all those headstocks, now chase all those holes, now, and it was, it's like, okay, and I could split that stuff up, but it's yeah, I've spent a lot of time staring at a black Casanova headstock necks and putting tuners in and all that stuff, and it's all good and fun. But
so Bobby says that the Modern plays on the lat better than the V, which it would have to.
You think?
And Danny McBro says, "Oh crikey, more HSTs." We sold a lot of HSTs that now have to get built.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Uh-huh.
We're not offering them right now.
I thought the V plays pretty well if you jam it between your legs.
That is the cool thing about the V. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't use the tire tread gripper on the bottom. Yeah. I think a V plays better sitting than standing. The limited access, because a V plays exactly like a Modern standing up.
I would think it would be. Yeah.
There's nothing up here, and there's
because
nothing down
it's
here.
basically a V on the top.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Plus, some guitars aren't meant to be played; they're just meant to be looked at.
Joe Caswell says, "I need a Cockney accent on the Modern." But I do, Joe, because the reason that we're doing the Modern video is because our friend Paul at Milehouse Studios has no idea what a Modern is.
Well, and I think we both fell for it because it was like, yeah, I'm making my version of Gibson Modern. But I thought he was maybe he meant Modern. And
your version of the Modern doesn't look anything like a Modern.
Well, because I like Paul and I like Moderns, and so I was like, and maybe he knows we like Moderns, and so he thought, well, I'll punk these guys, and maybe it was just a misspelling, but no, it wasn't.
Yep.
And he just made a dumb looking Gibson.
Yeah, dummy. Dumbass.
I'm gonna have to start trash talking that guy a lot more.
That's right.
But I'm also gonna have to talk to him in person.
Yep.
So we can come up with some good back and forth banter that most people won't actually understand or will think that we're really battling it out over.
Oh yeah.
And he and I will just have a bunch of laughs.
Oh, well, that's part of the plan.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the heck out of here. I'm done with this joint, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for some kind of reveal. And take care. Have a great night, everybody.